Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network. Great to have you with us on the program today. As mentioned, our special guest is Dr. Agnes Olszewski. She's the founder, CEO, and chairwoman for Herborium Group. Over 20 years' experience in the pharmaceutical and healthcare sector. Dr. Agnes, welcome to the program. A pleasure to have you with us on today's show.
Thank you very much, Rick. It is my pleasure and privilege to talk to you and to your listeners.
Well, there's so many interesting things to talk about, and I want to start talking about natural products because for so many of us, when we see natural, we're thinking, okay, we really should buy this. This is good for us. And you'll define for us what natural is, and you're saying that it's not necessarily always a good thing for you if it, in fact, is natural.
Actually, what you ask me is legally impossible, and I am joking here a little because the problem with natural products is that is no legal definition what is natural or not, which means we have to rely on to the certain extent the decency of the manufacturers and marketers of the products to define the product as a natural. And what we see more and more is a certain level of abuse of the term natural in terms of the marketing. The question which I can pose here is, if I have a water and I have some minuscule amount of some vitamins or even juice, I'm talking milliliters, is it really a natural product? It's most likely not really a natural product in a sense which we treat natural as the goodness of nature. And in this context, natural should mean that the product includes non-chemically synthesized ingredients, those which come from nature directly. And the definition here is not clear. So the first problem we have here is this how to define the nature. And hopefully we will have a little more guidance both from the consumer groups and also simply from individuals which are intelligent enough to define it for themselves.
Well, do we need more regulation? We think, okay, if they're saying it, they must be able to back that up. And what you're saying is they can basically say anything. Do we need more regulation from an industry group or even from the government? So when they say natural, there are really some guidelines so as consumers, we know what it is we're actually buying.
I am not a proponent of the too many regulations. I believe that the self-regulation and the market regulation should be, in many cases, sufficient. In this particular case, I'm not sure if such a regulation would be really very wise, considering that you have to define the percent. You can define the percent of the natural ingredients, like, for example, it is done for imported versus not imported products. If the product has certain percent of imported ingredients, it's considered non-American. It has certain percent of American-made parts. It's considered made in the USA. But eventually that can be the way to do it. It still will not guarantee that these products are good for you. Natural is not always good. In Europe, you have every year people dying from eating the very natural mushrooms they find in the forest because
right.
It's the wrong mushrooms.
And those are natural?
They are absolutely natural, yes, guaranteed.
Okay.
At the same time, they are products which are natural and good in a certain amount. They are products which are natural and good for certain people. In terms of amount, homeopathy comes to mind. Homeopathy uses natural ingredients, not only plant, but also animal, like poisons, but in a minuscule amount. And this very small amount actually can have beneficial medicinal application. But if you cross the line, you will actually cross the line towards something very dangerous.
You're listening to This Week in America. Dr. Agnes Olszewski is our guest on the program. She is the founder, CEO, and chairwoman for the Herborium Group. website is herborium.com. That's HERBORIUM.com. You can link onto our website, This Week in America, and get direct access to Dr. Agnes's website. A product we're going to be talking about in just a couple of minutes is their flagship product, Acne Ease, and that's ACNEASE.com, acneease.com. And once again, you can go to our website and to get that information. So basically, when we're talking natural as consumers, what you're saying is we really need to beware because we're not real sure exactly what it is. Before we talk about Acne Ease, in the headlines over the last few weeks, we've seen FDA probes energy shots, 5 deaths associated with energy drinks. Again, as consumers, we're not real sure what the problem here is, and I know you've been working on Lasting Energy, which is a product that Herborium is doing. Tell us a little bit about your concern when you read headlines of deaths associated with energy drinks that are now in the market.
I'm pretty sure that the information about these unfortunate events are correct. I think that the interpretation needs maybe some clarification. And here, actually, the term natural comes to mind again, and it will be an excellent illustration how difficult sometimes is to deal with this concept. The public blames caffeine for the death.
Well, in the one headline, it says caffeine content could be the problem, and I think you've stated publicly that not necessarily it's not the caffeine.
Maybe that's not exactly correct. What I'm saying, caffeine alone may not be able to become a culprit for what happened. Obviously, if somebody has a cardiovascular issues or any other type of the health concerns and may react badly for a high level of caffeine or will consume a really overdose amount of caffeine, and about 5,000 to 5,500 people a year die from overdose of caffeine in the United States. So it is a problem to a certain extent. But the mass problem with product like, for example, 5-Hour Energy or other energy drink is not they have caffeine only. They contain other products which actually amplify the reaction which human body has for caffeine. One of these ingredients is vitamin B complex. 5-Hour Energy actually contains 8,333% of a daily allowance of vitamin B.
Wow.
Red Bull, other drinks contain high level of vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex by itself is a beneficial substance used to treat or to prevent or to support different functions in human body. But everything which, even the water can become lethal if you use it without the reasoning. And the problem is that if you combine certain ingredients, that this combination may actually be the negative and create the problem.
Is that a big... Yeah, I was just going to ask you, is that a big part of the problem? And you've mentioned it a couple of times here, the combination. Is that what may start off being something that's relatively benign, but with that combination, now we have some problems?
Yes, I think that that's a thing which is extremely important and which we often actually forget. People, even those who are educated or try to be educated in looking for the ingredients per se, they will look at the ingredients and they will see that this one has some warning and this one doesn't, so it must be good. And it may be a very good ingredient, very good natural substance or whatever. However, in combination of something else, it may actually prove not to be so good. I give you a very quick example. Red clover is the herb which is used in natural medicine, in a sense as a replacement of estrogen, which is the women product, okay? And it is called phytoestrogen. It has a structure which is similar and acts like nature-made estrogen. There are people, especially women in a perimenopausal time or menopausal, or those which have a deficit of it, will benefit from this product greatly. But imagine teenagers using this. Imagine male using it. Imagine the pregnant woman or those which use birth control, which is estrogen, using this. Suddenly, you are changing the landscape of the application, and from benign or positive product, it can become something of the concern. So, yes, I think we should go beyond blaming one ingredient. Of course, there are certain things which are notably bad without any discussion, but caffeine per se is not a villain. The use of caffeine in combination, or the amount, or misinformation and mislabeling may be a villain. If you recommend high-dose caffeine drink to be drank for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's not the problem of caffeine. That's the problem of misleading and actually unethical marketing practices.
Yes, that becomes more of a consumer problem than it does the otherwise.
And I think it becomes the manufacturer problem and marketing problem. We are small public company. We are definitely profit-oriented. But I think it has to be a balance between the ethics and the profitability. We are responsible for what we are putting out there. And one of the things which Herborium put very highly on the list of our responsibilities is educating consumers about natural medicine and which part of the natural medicine they should be sensitized about and why. And I would wish that this becomes a certain trend in the industry that prevails.
You're listening to This Week in America. Our website, thisweekinamerica.us. You can log on to that and link on to Dr. Olszewski's website. We've got herborium.com, and that's Herborium, just like it sounds, herborium.com. Information there on the company, Lasting Energy, which is a new product that they have, and it's fascinating. We'll have Dr. Olszewski back to talk about another program. Got a couple minutes left. I want to talk about a flagship product. This is Acne Ease. The website is acneease.com. It's ACNEASE.com. And when you think of acne, you're thinking this is probably a teenage problem. Actually, I was surprised to read the average age is 26 and a half, and it affects over 60 million people. Talk in the remaining couple minutes we have about Acne Ease, why this is different than the other products, and why you're seeing such a tremendous success rate with the product.
Success rate is directly related to the efficacy of the product. Acne Ease happens to be up to 96% efficacious, what means it brings improvement to close to 96% of the people. We also have some clinical testing which show the same rate of success. It's also all herbal, and since I like to put my money where my mouth is, or to do what I'm preaching, all the ingredients in the product are actually safe. None of them is on any list of the questionable herbs. None of them is phytoestrogen, and they working together actually was predicated on the synergetic, not counter indications of working putting these ingredients together. The reason why we feel the product is very important is obviously because it helps people with acne problem, and this is the very growing problem, maybe because of environmental factors, diet, use of hormones. There is many different reasons why, but the number of people with acne actually is growing and not decreasing. The other level of interest, which for us is here important, is that acne is a very interesting disease. It's not only, it doesn't only scar the skin on your face, it scars your soul, if I may say. People who have acne often suffer from some social problems.
Right.
They feel ostracized. They feel depressed. So helping people to get rid of acne is not only to just clear their skin or helping them to clear the sickness, because it's a medical issue, but also it's helping them in reaching a better quality of life, and that's important for us as well. All our products to date, and you were kind enough to mention Lasting Energy, and we have another 2 products which will be launched before the end of this year, are focused on what we call quality of life, which means try to bring to people, obviously, the relief of the medical issues, but also improve the way they live their life.
Well, you're going to be hearing a lot about these products. We mentioned Lasting Energy and Acne Ease, and at the website herborium.com, you'll get all the information. Acne Ease has its own separate website. Fascinating website, and how this has really proven to be successful in so many people who have tried it. Acne Ease, it's the flagship product of Herborium. On the program with us today, and we will have her back, is Dr. Agnes Olszewski. She's the founder, CEO, and chairwoman for Herborium Group. Dr. Agnes, thank you so much for sharing your information with us today in the program. Happy holidays, and we look forward to having you back in the program.
Rick, it was marvelous to be here and to allow me to share my passion with you and your listeners. I'd be delighted to come back. And if there are any questions, please don't hesitate to write and to listen to us in the future. Thank you very much, and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you, and I love that passion. That's why we'll have you back on the program. You're listening to This Week in America and the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network.